Okay, we obviously have a pretty significant headliner or sunroof leak. The carpet's wet here from water. Same thing here. It's down in the rail here. These side panels right here, they just pop off. And then you tighten 3 screws to remove your visors. I ain't removed that one. This one I believe has no screws in it, so it should be just a pull on the front and pull down. Alright, we pulled the carpet back out. Next, we're going to go for this visor. Already got the centerpiece. You pull from the front, comes down. You got to remove your seal. It sits here. We're going to go ahead and pull that out. The handle, there's 2 little things on either side and a screw. Same thing with that one. So let's get that door open. We're going to go ahead and take off the visor and all that stuff on that side. Okay, next we're going to remove this one. Got to take out the seat belts. Should be a star key. Same thing with that one up there. We're going to have to remove these on both sides. Then we got a whole bunch of clips to remove, and there's screws along the bottom. So many places. We got to undo the anchor on the floor and work our way down. Okay, we got the headliner out. See this tube? There's one in each corner. On the back, see how there's no tube right here? That's why the headliner was getting soaked. The mouse ate it all the way back off to the wall over here. So I'll have to replace it. I'm going to go ahead and replace all 4, but none of the caulking on the sunroof itself appears to be leaking. So I'm just going to replace all 4 drain tubes. Unfortunately, the headliner I think is done. It's busted right there. It has been getting soaked for a while. The mice made a nest right there and about ate all the way through it. So I don't have to say about picking up a new headliner. I'm going to keep this one for a template in case the one I find doesn't have the cutout for the sunroof. That way I can just copy the cutout to the next headliner for the sunroof. Alright. Okay. I couldn't exactly find a headliner that already had the cutout. I found one that would work with modification, but for the price of getting it and then spending all day getting it out, I figured I'd spend the $20 for resin and try to repair this one. We got a repair spot back there and on both sides here, and one little bit right here. This is all curing. I sprayed it with mold and mildew remover first to let it dry, and it's already gotten pretty stiff. So it's better than what it was. And in here, I think I have fixed the leak. I added a new hose, goes down back there and pops out down there. The rust right up in there on those, we're going to see about fixing, cleaning out some of this dirt, dead bugs and stuff, patching the little rusty spots that are up here from the headliner leaking for a while. I am attempting to find some headliner material that closely matches, but as of right now I think I've got the leaks fixed. Okay, as you can see, the headliner material itself is still pretty good, but we do have water stain. It was stretching all the way across down into here, still a little bit here. I don't know how well y'all don't be able to see that right here. Goes across the front, little spots. Ugh. This is on the driver's side where most of the leak was. It's the worst. It goes down in here. And there's a big spot on the back right here. You can just barely make out this outline now. It was all over. I got it drying in the sun. We're taking a toothbrush, rag, and mold and mildew remover. We'll spray it. Hit it with a soft bristle toothbrush. Kind of break up any of the hard stuff. And then wipe it down with a rag. Let it dry. Anything that comes back, we're repeating. We may not get it all out, but at least it'll be presentable. Like right in through here, I can live with. Need this spot a little more, over there a little more, but that's the driver's side. It had the worst of it. So, that's what we're working on now. I did go ahead and put the new hatch lock in. I did not record any of it because, like the doors, it's pain. I cut the back of my hands look like cheese. I went through a cheese grater. We're gonna keep cleaning on the inside, the floors and stuff. I got a little bit of rust repair in the top to do. Right up in there. I don't know how well y'all can see. Yeah. There. Up in there. Right there. Little things. Just sand it down, hit it with some rust inhibiting primer. I did get the door code. So lock. Door's locked. 1 5 7 5 5. So that's good. Okay. I got a break in the rain for like 3 or 4 days. I am still working on the interior leak. Sometimes I get a little drip right here in this corner, and sometimes over in that one. So I'm probably going to pull this whole unit down when I get a long period of dry days, replace the front hoses, and tear this sunroof apart and recaulk and seal it. And I believe on both sides, from this seam of the firewall, I get a drip. It runs down, I believe, on both sides. I believe it's due to the cowl not draining. The cowl's filling up with water and then leaks down the firewall. There's supposed to be drainage passages on both sides. They're probably full of debris, who knows. I ain't had time to tear into it. But now I figured now would be a good time to go ahead and get this radiator replaced. So, first thing we want to do, which I have already took the liberty and done, is drain the radiator. That little screw right there. And there's what fluid was in it. Next, we want to go ahead and remove this out of your way. You can probably leave the air box, but you need to remove the tube. We're going to go ahead and replace the radiator and the condenser behind it. For the AC, make sure it has been evacuated. So, yeah. I already had this one evacuated, so we're good there. I'm going to get this off and I'll bring you back. If you don't know how to take this off, it's 2 hose clamps and 2 tubes. It's nothing. Alright, that's out of the way. We're going to go ahead and take this hose off, the bottom one on the other side, and disconnect. If you can see this line, there's another one just like it down below. Remove those, and then we'll unbolt the shroud. Okay, once you have these 2 lines off, they're transmission lines. You can go to remove the 2 10mm bolts that holds the shroud on. There's one on either side. Take them out, slide the shroud back, Then there's two 10mm bolts held the radiator in, and after those are out, you should be able to pick it up and pull it out, which we're going to do right now. Alright, on your condenser, you're supposed to be mounted here, but as you can tell, we got something bent down in here I gotta address. But there's a 10mm here you should pull. You undo these lines, one on both sides, and then you should be able to lift this out. As I said, make sure your AC has been evacuated. Otherwise, when you crack these lines, it could come up, spray you in the face, blind you. So, just be careful. Okay, we got the new condenser in. I had to replace these on both sides because they were badly bent. The lower half bracket that holds the bottom support for the condenser, I had to take off and straighten out because it was bent kind of like a horseshoe pulled to the front. But it's all in there and the way it goes and tightened down. It ain't going nowhere. Next we're going to start on the radiator. Here's our new radiator. Sorry about the sunlight, guys. It's killer. Looks pretty much identical to the original except for these bungs. They're 19mm, tighten them down nice and snug, and the original lines plug into them. So I'm gonna get this fitted up. Okay, radiator's in. This is not the same radiator I started with. I had to order a different one. The shroud, the brackets on the bottom for the shroud were different. It's the original radiator I bought is for a 1995 to early 1997, and this one is for 1997 or late 1997 to 2001. I contacted the ones I got the first radiator from. They refunded me a little bit of money, but not all of it. It's not entirely their fault. I told them to correct their listing. But we got to go ahead and put the shroud bolts in. The hoses are hooked up, and then we're going to flush. I also went ahead and cleaned the throttle body intake. All right through here was black and just gummy. I didn't record that because I didn't think about it, but you just undo the bolts. There's 4. Take your idle control sensor out, or no, throttle position sensor out. Then you can use brake clean or throttle body cleaner, it don't matter. Clean it all up and then make sure it's dry, stick it back in. But yeah, I've also cleaned that, which is the air box. I got the other pieces sitting around and bought a brand new filter. So let's go ahead and get these bolts back in, and then we'll see about flushing the radiator. Well, the whole cooling system, not just the radiator. Radiator's new. Okay, we got everything back together. She's topped off with water. Brand new filter for the air box. I currently do not see any leaks, so that's good. We'll start it, run it for about 10 minutes to get up to temperature, burp the system, add, if we need to, a little water, and let the thermostat come open, turn the heat on, and yeah, give it enough time to heat up and cycle, and then we'll drain the water out, and then we'll put some flush in it and repeat. Alright, I gotta go get the battery. Okay, she's running, she's idling. We'll let her sit here and do this for about 10 minutes. So she gets up to temperature, water is circulating. Let her do this for about 10 minutes till she comes up to temp. I've got the heat on. flush out the heater core. As you can see, heat's on. We're barely above cold, so it'll be a minute. Alright, as you can see, we've already drained what was in there. That's fresh water coming out from the hose. This little tint of green, if you can pick it up on camera, is just from the slime that was in the system. I'm going to turn the water off, put the plug back in, and then we'll dump a thing of flush, fill it up with fluid, and run it a while.